Okay, to get started on your print, first we're going to use this piece of plastic or plexiglass in the middle of your table. It's called our inking plate. And at the top you're going to have a blob of ink. I have plenty for everybody, a whole tube for this class, so don't be shy about the ink. You've got to use plenty in order to make this work. We're going to use this tool. It's called a brayer. And we're going to charge our brayer. That means we're going to load it with ink. So to do that, we're going to dip our brayer into the little blob of ink, and we're just going to start to roll it across the inking plate to spread the ink and fully coat our brayer. You can re-dip, you're going to roll up and down, you're going to roll side to side, back and forth. The ink is going to start to sound sticky, the brayer is going to squeak, but you're going to be able to see or hear, once you hear that kind of sticky noise, that your brayer is getting nice and charged. And if you'll look at it, it'll look kind of shiny, and that'll let you know that it's coated with plenty of ink. To ink your printing plate, you're going to want to turn it sideways in front of you. It's going to be laying on top of some newsprint or some scratch paper to protect our table. You'll charge your brayer, and then you will start rolling your brayer across your printing plate. That's going to put the ink onto the plate, start to turn it black. You're going to need to hold your plate still, and you're going to have to reload this or recharge this brayer several times while you're inking your plate, because you want to use enough ink to make sure that the entire plate gets nice and dark. You can't see really any of the white foam, and this is just going to make sure that you've got a lot of ink so you get a nice dark print and it's not too light. So I'm just going to keep inking this plate for a second until I feel like it looks like it's really nice and covered. And then I can begin pulling my print. You're probably going to get it on your fingers, so watch what you're doing and don't wipe it on your clothes or anything like that. When your plate is inked, you're going to place your construction paper right over the top. You're going to hold it still with one hand, and you're going to start rubbing with your other hand. And you've got to rub firmly. You've really got to press down so you can get this ink to transfer. It doesn't work if you try to slap your paper or pound it with your fist. You have to rub with a flat hand, and you have to be fairly firm. Just make sure you're keeping your paper still with one hand so you don't transfer your print too many different times. You can peel the paper back and see how it's going. Looks a little light, so I'm going to rub a little bit harder. And after you think you've rubbed long enough or you've checked it and it looks good to you, you can grab the edge and you can pull your print back, and you will have an exact copy of your printing plate. Now this one's probably going to be the lightest because you don't have a lot of ink on your plate yet. So you can let someone else have a turn, but before you print again, you want to recharge your brayer, and you've got to roll back over your plate because if you use the same ink, you're just going to get too light of a print. So you've got to recharge your brayer, and you've got to re-roll your plate or re-ink your plate each time before you want to make another print. And you're going to do a total of 4.